Okay, this is a quick video to help you understand the options for WebEx when it relates to UCaaS or on-prem, Cisco UC. It doesn't matter. It's all the same, very similar, um, all the same stuff. So the first thing I want to show you is, and you guys probably haven't seen this before, but if you go into File, Options here, you'll see I have no meeting tab, so I can't even put in my WebEx credentials, my WebEx site, or anything like that. So by default, you don't get this. So there is something you need to do within Call Manager or CUCM, and it's within the service profile. So I'm going to show you that real quick. We're going to go through that lightning fast here. So in the service profiles, there's we call them service profiles. There's two things, UC service and service profile. So UC services are services that we're just creating here in Call Manager, and there's nothing more than we're just making pointers to things. For example, here's a here's the categories. We have video conferencing, we have CTI, I'm in presence, conferencing directory, things like that. So if we look in one of these conferencing ones, we see that I have the key thing here is this URL right here, and that points to one of our WebEx domains, right? So that points to one of our WebEx domains. And then we got what port we're going to use, what protocol, if we're going to do TLS, and then um, if we're going to use the WebEx domain as a SSO identity provider. We've never done that before, and I'll leave that for another talk. So you create a service profile. That's just a pointer to the WebEx site. You can see I have several here. I got another one over here. Points to another WebEx site. So I have two, I should call them services that point to that are conferencing services that point to WebEx domains. Then what I do is I create a service profile, and this service profile, let's pick on one of these that have WebEx in them, and I just have a textual description just telling me that I have, Jabber and, a WebEx site in here, things. So this is just text. But you can see I can attach these UC services to this service profile. For example, voicemail, that's a UC service. Mail store, that's a UC service. Conferencing, that's a UC service. And you can see if I drop down the list here, they're the UC services that I created in that um, uh, other page where I was showing you the UC services. So I've created 3 UC services that have to do with conferencing. Remember, these are just pointers. And then I bring them into this UC service profile, and guess what? I give the UC service profile to users. And then they have access to these things, or it auto configures or Jabber and things like that, like for directory or I'm in presence or voicemail, what voicemail they're going to point to, and things like that. Um, so since I created these 3 UC services that are conferencing services that connect to WebEx or point to WebEx, I just choose one here, and you see I have one chosen here. And then I go to my user, and I'm going to attach them to this service profile. So let's take a look at Anson. We know Anson doesn't have anything right now. Where's Anson? Right here. And remember, this is Anson here, and you saw I don't have any meeting. I don't have any WebEx stuff. If I chatted with somebody, uh, I don't have the WebEx little icon up here, so I can't do escalate to a WebEx or whatever. So right here and under my user Anson, I can give them a UC service profile, which has all these UC services underneath it. And you see I have a UC profile that I've named Jabber with no WebEx. That's just to show you that if you don't put any WebEx stuff in there, you're not going to have it, even if you want to define it yourself in Jabber. And I'll show you that in a minute. So let me attach a service profile with our work, the one we use for work, right, today. And I'll save that. And let's put that away. And we'll go over here. We'll exit this. Okay, just to show you again, real quick. There is no meetings here. I can't do any WebEx meetings, and I showed you already. I can't escalate to a WebEx meeting, so let's go and start that up again. And what happens is it's going fetching the new configuration every time you log into Jabber. So right now it's fetching this new configuration, and this time it has a refresh configuration. And if I go in here, go to File, Options, I can see I now have this little Meetings tab. Now I still have to go in this Meetings tab, and I have to set up my account. So I have a new tab, and I can click here, and then that's the URL that I had within that service profile. Now, the policies that I have set right now is I can allow the user to change this if I want to, so I can put my own WebEx site if I want to, but it's pushing it down, and it's typically what you want to do. You don't want to have the users remember this, possibly, I don't know. And then I have to edit, right? I have to put my credentials in here, and goodness, I don't remember. Okay, you can see in here I can just put my credentials, and it's going to log in the background, make sure everything's okay here. Okay, so everything's good. And now I have this little Meet Now, so I can click that, and if you're familiar with this, this is kind of like where Productivity Tools takes you. Kind of same place, right? Goes over here and set up your Meet Now. What parameters do you want and settings do you want for your Meet Now? Because that's the thing that's going to pop up if you have a meeting with, or if you escalate to a meeting with somebody, right? Now let's see if I can I can escalate to a WebEx. And you can see here, this is a little bit different now, and I have that Meet Now. Okay, so I hope that explains a little bit how this works. So you do have to do some configuration in Call Manager. It's very minor. At the very least, you just got to put create a service profile. Let's go through that again real quick. You got to create a UC service over here. UC service. You would create a UC service, and you would create a conferencing service. And let's just see what a new one looks like. Let's say add new. So this is what they would do. Okay. Oh, I want a conferencing. Next. And then what kind of conferencing is it? It's a WebEx conferencing. And then the name, test. Let's just put test. Description, test, WebEx new. A hostname IP address. This is where you would put Verizon dot webex.com, whatever. And then that's really it. Again, if you're using encryption, you would change to HTTPS, and then you just click Save there, and then under User Management, you would go create a service profile, or they possibly already have a service profile created, and they would add that conferencing to that service profile, right here. You can see the test is in there now. And then that's it. And then, you would add it to the users or what have you. And there's bulk way to do this. So just because I'm doing one user at a time here, you can do all users at one time. So if you go ahead and create this WebEx UC service and then connect it to a profile, and then you connect that profile to users in bulk. So that's very easy to do with your bulk administration here. So that's it. Hopefully that's helpful to you. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you for watching.